Welcome back to Tip TV. My name's Charlie Burton. On today's show, I'm interviewing Fuad Sulemanovic, hopefully I've got that right, from StarMark. Welcome to the show, Fuad.
Thank you for having me.
And let's get cracking. Fuad, you're a prop trader at StarMark in the city.
That's
Just
right.
a little bit about how you got into trading.
After graduating from UCL, I started working with StarMark as a software developer. I stayed there for about 5 years doing software development. It came to a point where I wanted to move on with my career, so I spoke to the guys and said, "Is there any opportunities to move over to the trading side?" Fortunately for me, there was. So that's how I got started in trading. So I've been doing that for about 5 years now. I actually have a sort of dual role within StarMark. I'm currently sort of have a strategic overview of the technology side as well as trading the prop side.
So tell us a little bit about StarMark. They're a prop trading firm.
Yeah, it's more of a trading services firm now, really. Yeah. We have 3 companies within the group. So StarMark Trading Services facilitates independent financial traders as well as prop trading firms to use our infrastructure and clearing facilities. We have a technology side of the business, which is providing technology solutions for the trading services side. And then we have an investments arm, which is responsible for authorizing funds to trade client money, so providing CF30 services and regulatory help.
Right. Okay. So if you're a small fund looking to get regulated, you want to be, you've got a bit of money.
An idea.
You've got a bit of money. You want to get traded. You need to get regulation. They can come to someone like StarMark. StarMark can umbrella them in.
That's
provide
right.
CF30, so their traders can then get going.
Exactly. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So let's go back to your trading personally for a little bit more then.
Sure.
So 5 years ago, you took that big step across from. All right. You've been involved in the software side of things, so I guess you've been seeing a lot of what goes on there anyway.
Yes,
still a step across to go from software developing.
Yes, it is a big step to go across. Yeah.
Yeah.
During my sort of hardcore software development period, I was actually developing trading systems for the traders to use. So as I had a bit of a step up when it comes to understanding what they do on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, I was fortunate enough to get started with what was seen as a relatively easy strategy, or relatively safe, which was the fixed income space at the time. But that was just prior to Greece blowing up, so it was a kind of a hard introduction. Having to
fire,
pretty much. Yeah, it was my first week, I think.
Oh, really?
That happened. Yeah, so it was. It's quite interesting to witness that. It's also good to be involved in extreme volatilities to understand how the market operates during those periods. And
so through that high volatility, I take it that you had some hand holding came through anyway.
Yes, definitely. Yeah,
alone.
It wasn't just left alone, but credit to StarMark, I was given enough responsibility to make the decisions about where we want to be positioned and how we want to position it. It wasn't just a step out. It was more of a well, you're here now, this is your job, so do it.
So you're trading StarMark's money, essentially?
That's right, yeah.
And so what markets are you trading now?
Currently, sort of I'd say 90% of my trades are in the equity index future space, so European side mainly, so we're talking about Eurostoxx, CAC, DAX, AX, FTSE, bit of SMI, that sort of spaces. And
what sort of style are you employing when you're trading?
I employ mostly a market neutral Delta 1 type strategy. So that involves not having an outright exposure, but trying to hedge your market exposure using the different equity index future components. So there's quite a lot of overlap between Eurostoxx, CAC, DAX, AX, MIB. So you try and look at taking advantage of mispricing on one index while hedging your market exposure using another index.
Right.
So to put it in a really simple term, you'd be looking to go long one index and go short the other. trying to take advantage of a price difference in the two.
And these mismatches are still there in the market then?
Not as often as they used to be, no, but there are still opportunities. Yeah, it's just a lot tougher than it was.
And so your average position, are you holding for a day, 3 days, 5 weeks?
Yeah.
What's your
Ideally, the best trades are the ones that you hold for a really short period of time, because you're not using as much margin. You're not exposed to the market for as long. You've got a quick turnaround on your trade. So the ideal trades tend to last maybe half a day.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it doesn't always work out like that. So you have to be prepared to hold that position for a longer period, a week. I wouldn't want to hold it any more than that, especially if you've got a weekend coming up. So we try to manage that risk while the position's on, try and see opportunities where you can sort of hedge out your risk maybe against something else that you're not involved with, and sort of just play it out as best as you can.
So talking of holding positions and wanting to be in positions as short as possible when they do work out that way, but obviously there are times when they don't, and therefore there are times when you might be underwater in positions. Talk to me about the psychological side of trading. You're trading, I trade for myself. You're trading for a company's money.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the psychological side of trading and how that affects things. And what sort of tips would you give to someone who is trading out there? You're trading company money. How do you go about staying on top of yourself?
Yeah, I think you have to sort of realize that it's not just company money. It's your sort of money. It's a direct sort of link between what you're going to be paid at the end of the year.
Yep.
So I don't think you can just divorce it as saying, oh, it doesn't really matter, it's just company money. You have to take personal responsibility for that as well.
So trade it as if it's your own anyway.
Yeah, you really do, I think. In terms of how to cope with psychology, especially if the trade's going against you, I think it's very important for you to stay focused, to still be able to function in a proper manner, to be able to be aware of what's going on. How do you manage your risk? Okay, so the position's not looking great at the moment. Is there something that you need to do about it? Is there a market shift that's taken place? Has the ECB come out and made a comment? Is that now completely invalidated your trade? Do you need to do something different? I think the most important thing is to stay focused and to continuously reevaluate whether you should be in this trade or you shouldn't. I know, especially if you're trading your own money, you've got your entry, you've got your stop. Just because it hasn't hit your stop, you could save yourself a good 10% of that stoppage by saying, right, this isn't actually the right trade anymore. There's a fundamental shift that's taken place here, and I do not want to be in this trade anymore. I don't want to wait the extra however many ticks you're waiting to hit your stop or not. Just get out early, exactly, and then reevaluate what you should do.
Fuad, I can't believe it. We are out of time already. Fuad, thanks ever so much for coming on the show. We could have talked for 20 minutes.
Quite easily.
Fuad from StarMark, thanks very much for your time. My name's Charlie Burton. Thanks for watching. Trade safely out there. We'll be back after the ads.